Okay, hello everybody, what's going on? This is Muhammad, welcome to another video. In this video, I'm going to teach you how to solve for this definite integral. So we have here the definite integral from 0 to pi by 2 of cosine to the power 6 of x dx. So how can we solve for this? If you're interested, pause this video, give this problem a try, and then keep watching this video for a solution. Okay, so the idea to solve for this integral is to try to rewrite the term cosine to the power 6 in terms of cosines to the power 1, okay, so that it can be easily integrated. Okay, so for that I'm going to be benefiting from the double angle formula for cosine, which is cosine squared 1 plus cosine twice the angle over 2. Okay, so cosine squared, cosine to the power 6 of x is basically cosine squared to the power 3. And cosine squared is 1 plus cosine twice the angle divided by 2, all to the power 3. So that's how I will start. And then I will keep simplifying the term. Okay, so first of all, the first step is to, cosine is to rewrite cosine to the power 6 in terms of it is a cosine squared of x all to the power 3 of dx, and then we can use the double angle formula, okay, which is what? 1 plus cosine twice the angle divided by 2 all to the power 3 dx. And then we can get the half outside the integral, so half to the power 3 is 1/8, so we can get the 1/8 outside, and then we're going to be left out with 1 plus cosine 2x all to the power 3. Now for that, we can either multiply 1 plus cosine twice the angle 3 times by itself, or we can benefit from the binomial expansion. Okay, and let me remind you of the binomial expansion. So if we have x plus y all to the power n, so this is going to be equal to the summation of the binomial coefficient n chooses k, where the running index k changes from 0 all the way to n, and then we take the first term, we raise it to the power k, and then the second term y, we raise it to the power n minus k. So for that, we have here 1 plus cosine, okay, so x is equal to 1. In our case here, x is equal to 1, and y is equal to cosine twice x, and n is equal basically to 3. Okay, so our integral would become 1/8 the integral from 0 to pi by 2, and then the first term cubed, okay, that is 1 plus 3 chooses 1, which is basically 3, and then we take the square of the first term, which is 1 squared, okay, multiplied by cosine twice the angle, and then again 3 chooses 2, which is the same as 3 chooses 1 because of the symmetry of the binomial coefficient. So that is also going to give us 3 multiplied by 1 to the power 1. The second term, which is cosine twice x raised to the power 2, so cosine squared of 2x. And the third term is going to be 3 chooses 3, which is 1, cosine cube of twice x. And then we close the parentheses. Now, as you can notice, okay, this term is okay. Let me use a smaller highlight. Okay, so this term is okay, this term is okay. This term is a squared term, okay, so we need to rewrite that as using the double angle formula. And here also we need to rewrite also using the double angle formula, but again we need to multiply that by cosine 2x. Okay, so let's do that. Okay, so this is going to be equal to 1/8 the integral from 0 to pi by 2, and then here we have 1 plus 3 cosine twice the angle plus cosine squared twice x is 1 plus cosine 4x divided by 2, so that's going to give us 3 by 2, which can be actually merged with the 1 as 5 by 2, so we can do that in the next step, plus 3 by 2 cosine 4x, and then the cosine cube can be written as 1 plus cosine 4x, which is twice the angle, divided of course by 2 multiplied by cosine twice x, and then we close the parenthesis. Now, what we can do, we can distribute the cosine twice x over the parentheses in the last term, Okay, and for that we're gonna have a cosine, double the angle divided by 2, and then a multiplication of 2 cosines. And to simplify that, we can benefit from the product of 2 cosines, which is half cosine the sum plus half cosine the difference, which is a multiplication, or a product of 2 cosines is basically a sum, can be simplified or can be rewritten as a sum of 2 cosines, but we need to take the sum and the difference and then multiply by both terms by half. Okay, so let's do that. Okay, 1 by 8, the integral from 0 to pi by 2. Now 1 plus 3 by 2, which is 5 by 2. Okay, and then 3 cosine twice the angle plus 3 by 2 cosine 4 times the angle plus cosine twice the angle divided by 2 plus, now cosine is going to give us half, and we have half already, so that's going to give us 1/4. Cosine, the sum of the two angles, 4x plus 2x, which is 6x, plus 1/4 cosine the difference, which is 2x, which is the same as the term before. So we have 1/4 plus 1/2, which is 3/4. So basically what we can do, we can merge that term with this term, so that's going to give us 3/4 here, and then we close the parenthesis, and that's it. We're almost done. Now everything is simplified. Every cosine term here in the integral inside the integrand is of power of 1. So we can easily integrate every single term. So this is going to be equal to 1 by 8, the integral from 0 to pi by 2, and then the integral of the first term, which is 5x divided by 2, plus the integral of a cosine is a sine, but we need to, of course, divide by the coefficient 2. So it is 3 sine, okay? The integral of a cosine is a sine. So sine 2x divided by 2 plus 3 divided by 8 sine 4x, and then the next cosine is 3 divided by 8 sine twice x, plus the last term is basically 1 over 4 times 6, which is 24 sine 6x. And then we need to integrate everything. I have integrated, okay, so basically I don't have to put the integral because I have already integrated. I just need to evaluate all this from 0 to pi by 2, okay? So that's going to give us 1 by 8. Now if we substitute pi by 2 in the first term, that's going to give us 5 pi divided by 4. Okay, and the second term is going to give us 0, and then the third term 0. All the other terms are going to give us 0 because the sign is going to be multiplied by 2 and 4 and 2 and 6. So that's going to give us 0. And of course, the lower term is going to give us 0. So basically, that's it. That is the final answer actually. So which is 5 pi divided by 8 times 4, which is 32. So that is the final answer to this problem. Well, if you have enjoyed this video, please hit like and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and click the bell so you don't miss anything in the future. Thank you for watching and see you in another video. Thank you.